and find something you're passionate about besides Ziggy.
Hey guys. How's everybody doing? Hey, Justice Jane and Red. Oh, you changed your name to Justice Jane instead of... Oh, let's see. I just got an email from... Do you want to buy? So I could push it back for a while. Oh. One second, guys. I know. Hey, I'm thinking I need to go up to Delphi. I mean, I'm in Indiana. I feel like I should do a schedule some kind of, trip up there and do a live from, that area. That's where a lot of my family lives, and I can go see my grandparents are buried right near there in Galveston, so I could do a couple things while I'm up there. I really have been thinking about that recently. Thought that would be cool. Because I went and saw Summer, Summer's area where she's from and stuff. So I think it would be interesting to go check out the bridge in the area. Oh my gosh, there you are, Randy Ray. Hey, Ray Ray. When there was some rest, I was so excited I hurt myself jumping around in the hospital bed. Oh. Yeah, right? And I could bring my new camera that and try it out, even though the batteries only last like 20 minutes. Is crazy. So, yeah, I'm on it too. Did they switch out? I don't know. She never messaged me back, but they should be here any second. If it's not here already, I can put on the camera. Oh wait, I need to download an app. Forgot my phone changed, and I was transferring everything over. Let's see here. And I was just pulling up YouTube, and I saw this special come up on Delphi from a news station that's my area, local. And I thought, well, I want to watch that, but maybe we can just, I can watch it with you guys. I mean, it is kind of long, so I don't know if we'll get through it all, or, and I don't want to just play it straight through because I'm not trying to get a strike or anything. Yeah, I live in Indiana too. That's what I'm saying. Like, let's see. Hey, Google. Directions to Delphi, Indiana from here.
Delphi is 1 hour, 47 minutes from your location by car and light traffic. Here are your directions.
So it's not really... Okay. It's not really that far at all. Take it, please. that is,
Thanks.
you know, I was definitely interested in the Delphi case. I am curious about what they have on this guy, you know, but I do understand them having to keep certain things quiet. I'm sure there's some kind of tactic or something. It looks like, I don't know if it is Richard Allen or Ricky Allen. I guess he went by Ricky. Then I feel like somebody else is also involved, because seems like they were really pretty set that Ron Logan has probably has something to do with it, but they always kind of, you know, didn't pay attention too much on him or focus too much on him because they felt he was too old. But man, does he sound like Ron Logan? Sounds exactly like Bridge Guy. I mean, seriously, I don't know what this Ricky Allen guy sounds like. Has anybody got any is there any voice clips out of him? Because I mean, as you guys know, I've been kind of out of commission for the last week. Actually, it feels like the last 11 months, really. It's been 2022 can really go F itself, you know what I mean? But just means that next year's going to be better. But anyways, so I am kind of, like I said, out of the loop. She's having a hard time finding our house, Caitlin.
What'd you say?
She's they're trying to find the house. So can you put some clothes on and
I just saw them. They were a really nice color.
hold on. Hey, are you going out there?
Dude, yes. They're right there. I see them. Looks like it.
Okay. Sorry about that. They have voice. Okay. Poor DoorDash person had quite the, and thank you, Destiny, for dinner this evening. Because she got us a DoorDash gift card when Jim passed away. And Athena, she'll be right in.
Who's two?
Did they get the baked potatoes or those?
Now let's see. It's probably chili or something.
I don't know. I told him, I said, please not the fries. Wendy's has the worst fries.
Yeah, she's super nice. Look at here, my chili.
Okay. There should be extra chilies. Like, I got chili instead because I didn't get any other food.
So you just want chili?
I don't know what else. I don't know. Just get it. Hey, Crystal Stars and Becca.
Yeah, this is my chicken.
Yeah, Ron does sound like a lot like BG. Seriously. Here, I need to find this. You said a Facebook group of Delphi.
Did I get the frosty or do you want it?
I got you the Frosty. I got you what you asked for. Okay, let's see. Delphi case. Wonder which group it's in. This looks like the biggest. Are you gonna hand that stuff to me? Okay, never mind. This is gonna be rough. I miss Jim so much, guys. I can't even. I was trying to pull up this group to see if it's in this, if it's public, to see if I could pull up a voice, but that's okay. We'll do, just go ahead and pull up the video I was going to watch anyways, or we're going to watch. Believe Grizzly, True Crime, and Sleuth, Intuition, maybe the Murder Sheet. I would check those for voice comparison. That Ricky Allen sounds like Bridge Guy. I'm in 3 of the groups. Oh, Wendy's fries are the worst. You don't think he is? I didn't think that first, but then I hear he was wearing the same like jacket at it for an interview. Hey, Jamie. Oh, really? When did you do that, Jen? Like I said, guys, I'm so behind. I still have texts that I don't think have been opened, and definitely emails that haven't been opened. So, oh, wow. Jen sent me a long email. I didn't even see it. Is it in this email that you sent me? I don't want to forget to read that. Oh, okay. Let me put that. If I don't put that as unread, then I'll forget to read it. Okay, so did you send it to the YouTube Ziggy? Because I don't see any emails. Huh. I don't see any emails. Hey, Dee Dee. Oh, nicely done. It's been like, can you shut the door too? Your phone. Yeah, it's been hard because you know how, can you take that phone? She has a freaking, gosh, that song in the background. I can't focus. I'm already all over the place as normally. And then on top of this, with Jim and everything, I'm just like, and then Caitlin is like, she's, you know, we're both moody. They explain they will have one shot to convict and they won't waste it. Right. It's just weird that, okay, here's this link. Let me see what this is. What we're going to watch first. Oh, that's an hour long. Probably definitely something I'd be interested in, though.
And welcome to Failure to Stop. This is a breaking news special. Oh,
that girl's really pretty. Sorry, you guys can't see it. I don't know who these people are. I was just sent this link, and I don't notice any. But I want to watch the other thing, I think, first. I do want to see this though, but if it's about the whistleblower. Okay. Oh, let's read these. It looks like let's see what these are. Okay, it says on September 10th, 2022, Delphi whistleblower trail number 1. Okay. I have no idea what these emails are. Like I said, I'm so out of the loop, but we're going to read them and see what this is about. Sir, good day to you. My name is blank, and I was the blank with the blank and blank. I was blank, and I am now a blank. I was given a link to the video on blank where you spoke about the Delphi murders of Abby and Libby. There are several of us that blank and strongly believe that Ronald Logan committed the murders. However, the powers that he did not agree with us. However, the powers that be did not agree with us, and they are going after this Keegan Klein. I do not believe it is him or any of his contacts that committed these murders. I have spoken to several blank, along with taking a few blank. The ones that believe that it was more than likely Ron Logan who committed the murders have been pressured by our blank, especially blank of the blank, to keep our mouths shut. It is very sad that this investigation has taken the course it has. The confusion about the second sketch leaves everybody confused. The second sketch was purposely drawn up to try and match a suspect that they had with another murder. Wow. They thought by releasing that sketch, it would bring in solid tips that would point to that other person. It never did, and it never will, and it derailed the investigation. I agreed with you 100% on what you said to say in reference to this investigation. I'm sorry this email is not about investigations for you to do. I understand that. I did want you to know that you are the first person on any blank that I have seen that I believe is right on the mark. It makes it extremely hard to go to work every day knowing that this case has been fouled up so badly. Thank you for your time, and I would appreciate it if you blank from blank. Also, if you need proof of who I am, I can provide that. Thank you and have a great day. See, that doesn't sound like a whistleblower. That sounds like somebody just giving a theory. I don't know what this email is really. Telling people think it was Ron Logan, even dressed as him. Alan wears khakis a lot more than jeans. Oh, I did look at I pulled the sketches up together and everything. I don't know. The only thing I see that looks similar, he looks like he would have possibly thick hair if he grew it out. And that one guy in the second pic looked like had really thick hair. I don't know. The eyes and the mouth, I don't know. Not close at all. And it's just so weird. I mean, to me, I didn't feel like they were close. And it's just so weird how this guy comes out of nowhere. Nobody's heard of him before, and he's just out of nowhere. How the hell is that possible? I mean, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Let's see what.
Enforcement officer that sent this document to you that says that they were told to keep their mouths shut about Ronald Logan being the murderer here. The murderer here. And this is hard for me to read because it's you had to say in reference. Thank you for your time, and I would appreciate it if you blank 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 from blank blank. Also, for a case, not so much to whistleblow. There was no clout behind it, but it was something that I had to do because another officer had fouled things up pretty bad. Who was facing some charges. And when I got my statement, they brought me my statement to show me the redactions. My redactions were very similar to the way you are. I'm not saying that I'm confirming that this document you shared with me is real. I'm just saying it looks pretty convincing to me as far as just me sitting here in my.
You can show the other ones. You can put the other ones.
Whistleblower number 2. Whistleblower number 2 says, "Hello, Mr. Blank. I just received word that an attorney is looking to take on my case in reference to me being blank and a few other things. I will check with him about the whistleblower."
Okay. So I just received word that an attorney is looking to take on my case in reference to me being blank and a few other things. I will check with him about the whistleblower protection, ask him about the cover-up, or the very least the gross negligence of the blank. I find it extremely disheartening that they do not understand and have not educated themselves about the type of murder that had occurred. I'm not sure how to or where to start with exposing the wrongdoings of this investigation. I would very much like any and all information you might be able to provide me. I've spoken to blank, that blank of blank and blank told me that he does not feel the investigation has been handled correctly, and he is afraid to say anything in fear that they would simply stop the investigation. I grow tired of everyone telling me to just go quietly and to blank in a blank. At what point do you draw the line in the sand? Again, I enjoyed watching you speak about the case on blank, and it made me feel like I have a second wind. Thank you again, sir. I do appreciate you reaching back to me and giving me hope. Have a wonderful week.
Or production.
And then it has it's from somebody in Indiana. Huh. Sorry to bother you, but I thought you might find this interesting. The blank at the time by the name of blank asked me to look into the following experts. Blank, who is a blank, did the following body comparisons. Blank is in the blank for the most convictions based on blank work. When I presented these to blank, no one took them seriously. Anyways, I won't keep bothering you. Take care. Of course, I am a little bit lost what this all is.
Blank is in the blank for the most convictions based on blank work. When I presented these to blank, no one took it seriously. Anyways, I won't keep bothering you. Take care.
So I'll reveal right now, just to give a little tease, what he's saying right there. I was commissioned by
so this
Robert
guy is
Ives,
old.
the lead prosecuting attorney on the case.
So is this guy that has this channel, is he an officer? It says Chris Todd is an investigator, producer, and author working some of today's most controversial cold cases and true crimes mysteries. Tonight, Chris will be unraveling the Delphi double murder cold case and explaining his 3-year journey with family members, private investigators, and LEO whistleblowers. He believes the man on the bridge is Ronald Logan and not Richard Allen. We have covered this case in great detail on Failure to Stop podcast with Mike the Cop and Eric Tansey. Tonight, Chris Todd sits down with a panel of former officers and detective to go over what an LEO whistleblower told him in regards to the murder of Abby Williams and Libby German. Join Drew Breezy, Eric Tansey, Andrea Uplate for a case update on the Delphi murders. So it says, we have covered this case in great detail on Failure to Stop the podcast with Mike the Cop and Eric Tansey. Who are those guys? Do you guys know? I'll have to look them up. Guys, isn't it so sad about freaking, I know it's off topic, but I just saw his picture about Aaron Carter. It just makes me so sad. Poor kid. I say kid. I mean, he's only, I don't know, 6-7 years younger than me, but he seemed young, you know? And I just felt like he was struggling so bad. Mike is in the black shirt? Oh. Well, then who's Mike the Cop? No, Mike the Cop is a different guy. Down here, he was just talking about the guy in the black shirt right here is says Chris Todd. He only has 6.68 thousand subscribers.
That's what I redacted. That's Robert Ives. He's not there anymore. He retired. It's now Nick McClelland. So
is that some type of
This guy is.
was that some type of forensic investigator that?
Oh yeah, Aaron Carter. It's so sad.
He commissioned the prosecutor, Robert Ives, commissioned the Leos to go have some someone do this comparison, and they went out and they found this person who's a top expert in the field.
Okay.
And then like these, yeah. Then they're saying nobody believed us anyway. So
What would be the cover up? What would be the cover up? I'm sorry, Jared.
No, that's all right. Go ahead. I just had a question about it. It seemed like all the emails were what
Chris is in the bottom left. You mean, or wait. Chris is the guest in the bottom left. Oh, really? Oh, see, it shows how much I know, because I just went to the channel Mike the Cop, and he looks completely different than anybody on the panel. That's why he looks kind of like what's his name that does who was a former detective of New York.
Hey guys, Mike the Cop here. I saw what I would describe as an anti-gun analogy on someone's personal Facebook page yesterday.
He hasn't put anything on his channel for 4 months, so we will go back to the. Actually, I'm going to go to that what we were going to watch. And then we'll go back to that if we have time. This will give us a little bit overview of the case for those
State Police Superintendent.
who have not followed this case too well or too much, which probably most of you guys have, but we're going to start this. This is a WTHR. It's a local station here in Indianapolis. Oh, shoot. Let me turn this down. Ken Maines? Can you imagine Ron Logan and just lied because he was driving and knew he would go to jail, and murders just so happened to be on the property and he's innocent? Oh, I don't know. I didn't think of that. Hey, Mrs. Italy. This is painful for me. The guy swears Ron Logan's cell phone was at the crime scene. It's not possible to get specific location of device. He doesn't know the word triangulate. Exactly. That's true. And his house is right there it's Ron Logan's property. So his cell phone's going to ping in that area anyways. You know what I mean? So they can't use that evidence, even if, because I mean, he lives there. So I know technology is getting better and better with time, but I don't think they can find your exact spot. Yeah, and Samantha, and this area is, yeah, I mean, there's areas of Delphi that's probably doesn't get very good service. I'm kind of worried about that. If I go to, I'm wondering if I'll have cell service if I go to this bridge. I mean, I guess I don't need it, but I would have liked to. Hey, sleuth niece. I definitely think it's Richard Allen. He wanted people to think it was Ron Logan 100%. Really? Here, let's. Those people on the other channel feel like possibly they have the wrong guy. Sounds like those people felt like it's actually Ron Logan. I mean, it is weird how they were saying it was Ron Logan, and then, I mean, it seemed like they were saying it was Ron Logan, and then all of a sudden they have this guy, or it was Keegan Klein, and then, you know, Ron Logan, and then we got this guy who, what? No, I haven't been there, but I'm thinking about going there really soon. Yeah, I could. I mean, if I had to, I could just film and then upload. But yeah, I mean, I should do that like soon. I mean, it's not even 2 hours away. The host pushed back. Oh. Okay, so they all don't feel the same, basically. Okay, let's watch.
Doug Carter.
We'll also hear from the girls' families about the arrest and why they feel this isn't the end, but the beginning of justice for these girls. But first, how we got to this point. It all started on February 13th, 2017, when two young girls went out for a walk and never came home. The next day, Valentine's Day, a grim discovery. The girls' bodies discovered in a wooded area near the bridge where they had gone the day before for a simple afternoon hike.
It was on the 15th that police revealed evidence captured on one of the girls' phones showing their suspected killer, the man in the blue jacket. 3 days later, Abby and Libby were laid to rest. A community in mourning and a community in fear.
February 22nd is when we heard their alleged killer's voice for the first time. With the infamous Down the Hill recording. It wasn't until July that we got our first look at their alleged killer when this sketch was released. His image everywhere you looked in the small town of Delphi and beyond.
Killer caught on camera, two teenage girls found dead.
That September, the girls' families took their plea for answers national by appearing on Dr. Phil. Still nothing, as the case seemed to grow cold.
Fast forward to April 22nd of 2019. That's when Indiana State Police released this updated sketch of Abby and Libby's alleged killer, a far different look from the original sketch. Investigators also released additional audio of the suspected killer.
Nearly another year passes with no new leads until December of 2021. That's when police announced a possible break, a fake social media account that communicated with Libby shortly before her death. Investigators did track down that man, and he denied any involvement and has never been charged in the case.
That all leads us to October 26th, the day police arrested 50-year-old Richard Allen. He was formally charged 2 days later with murder in the girls' deaths.
And on October 31st, the news the family and community have been waiting for nearly 6 years. An official announcement of the arrest and the murders and new hope for justice for Abby and Libby. That announcement coming from the Indiana State Police Superintendent.
Our senior investigative reporter, Bob Siegel, sat down with Doug Carter and they talked about the scale of this investigation, the evidence that's still secret from the public, and the unexpected reaction following this arrest.
Today is not a day to celebrate, but the arrest of Richard M. Allen of Delphi on 2 counts of murder is sure a major step in leading to the conclusion of this long-term and complex investigation.
Yeah, I'd say complex. I mean, I do want to know how they came up with this guy, and hopefully, I mean, because people are gonna wonder, is this really the right guy, or are they just desperate to find somebody to blame? Because there's so much pressure from the public to solve this case and find out who did this. It's really strange, though. I looked up this guy's background. I don't believe there was really anything. I don't know. I need to see what they have on this guy before. Caitlin. Oh, I was just gonna, never mind. I'll tell you in a second. Hey, does anybody remember what, while I'm thinking about it, what's Brandon Loss's birthday? Is it 8/8? No, I didn't see that. Samantha, where do I go to see that? Connection comes from, oh. Oh, are they possibly all part of this ring? Sorry, I was talking to Caitlin. So where do I go? 4chan post. Let's see, Richard Allen. Let's go down to his criminal. Looks like he had something in Hendricks County, which is the county I'm from. But it doesn't say like how long ago. And then something from Jasper County. That's so weird. I wonder why it's not coming up. They're both blank. Yeah, he doesn't have, I mean, I don't know what was on his account or what was on his background, because it only says there was something in Hendricks County, Indiana, and Jasper County, but it doesn't go, it has no other information. And it doesn't even say the date. So looks like there's a vehicle license. So the vehicle, the VIN or the type of the vehicle that's coming back as his is a Ram. A Ram truck has a Ram ever came up in this investigation? Oh yeah, speaking of full moon, did anybody watch the eclipse this morning? Oh, you think? He probably did, Randy Ray. You're probably right. It does seem like things kind of ramped up once they got this Keegan Klein guy. So, you know, he might have like gave up this guy. It could be all I mean, Keegan Klein could be, somebody who arranges these type of meetups or something. It could be some type of ring. He could have been making money. Who knows? Gosh, it could be. I shouldn't go into all the what ifs, but hey, Mimi06. He had cops because he was really drunk and the wife drove him to an institution. He had cops. They said he has no past criminal charges, just seatbelts and maybe a speeding. I can't remember. Yep. Yeah, someone talked. They should have done it a long time ago, but agreed. Keegan has talk in the river search. Yeah, Allen arrested. Then Keegan has 5 charges dropped. He's talked. Yeah, and maybe Ron Logan. And the fact that they brought up Ron Logan after that and stuff, like maybe he was part of this whole. But I think that the bridge guy is Ron Logan. If I had to choose out of all 3 of those guys, I would say Ron Logan for sure. Let's see, where's this? Even his poor wife. I mean, does anybody know what her Wait, is she defending him? Maybe I should watch what I say before I say poor wife. Hey, Christy. I see a reference to the 4chan post on Reddit. It's being discussed on Reddit. I haven't been able to find the post on other boards. Okay, let me. Caitlin, did you check out here? Okay, 4chan, Delphi. So you're saying this 4chan mentioned something about 2020, a 4chan user alleged that it was a local man named Richard. Might be a red herring, but interesting nonetheless. Oh, wow. Here, let's switch it over so you guys can see. This is under the on Reddit under the room Delphi murders. All one word. In their Wikipedia on March 7th, 2020, there was an edit done under investigation where they deleted the word suspect and put Richard. Oh my God. Has been removed. Well, okay. So he's talking about something here on Wikipedia. Photograph of Delphi double murder suspect. Rich. How do we know that wasn't edited in later? Oh, revision as of March 7th, 2020. Huh. That's weird. Wow. Do you think it could be possibly, I don't know, maybe it was Richard himself just trying to, like, sometimes these weirdos like to be recognized for their sickness. Exactly. Sleuth is, right? Like, how many of these freaking weirdos are there? Wait, Richard Allen's wife and daughter are quiet so far, but the daughter looks like Libby and the pics of her on the Monine High Bridge. Yeah, I saw those pics. That's very, very weird. But I do hear that I heard the daughter was kind of sticking up for him, wasn't she? I mean, I guess that's a good sign if you're, I mean, it's always a bad sign if your own family is, I mean, maybe they truly believe he didn't do it. I mean, he doesn't have a history. So here, so this is a thread that was attached from 2020 here. What you fail to interpret about small town civics is in the manner in which fall into each other in a public square. One cannot find happiness or fortitude with a simple game and keep their daughters safe from such predators. This man will get away with everything. I didn't want to come out and say it, but I lived in Delphi for years, and without a doubt, Richard is not well known in the town. I have been monitoring the thread. City dwellers do not understand how such a place works or local police kinship without community dealings unto and self and more. Please do not ask me why the simple man rules outward. What? Didn't want to come out and say it, but I live in Delphi for years, and without a doubt, Richard is not well known in the town. What the heck? This was from February 2020. Here, let me search this page for the name Richard. Somebody replied, Richard, tell us more about Richard. No, I meant to say Richly. There isn't any Richard. He had nothing to do with it. Let's not pretend the police aren't aware. Huh? I meant to say Richly. So he was saying it. Without a doubt, Richly is not well known in the town. How could that accidentally mean Richly? There isn't any Richard. He had nothing to do with it. What the heck? Just because there was a video of Richard on the train tracks doesn't mean he did it. The cops are smart enough to know this and have probably interrogated him already. It was a dead end. Either that or he has connections. It was probably someone from out of town. Who knows, though? Okay, that's super confusing. Okay, what's the second link here? Caitlin, did you check out there? Out there in the dining room. Caitlin. I told you, please. Okay. He was on the trail that day, supposedly. Oh, really? Huh? What do you mean, chicken? I thought, what do you mean?
It's chicken nuggets in here.
Wait, where's mine?
Oh, what's that? My potato.
Caitlin, just stop.
I ate a lot.
Can you go pick up your stuff? Oh, where's my cookies?
Oh.
You didn't eat those, did you?
Oh my god.
You did not eat both of those, did you?
Yeah, I thought it was for me.
Are you serious?
What?
Are you serious?
Why?
Oh my gosh, guys, sorry. Sorry, are you serious? She just, Caitlin, you know, oh my gosh, that's the one thing I got myself. Are you serious? You didn't ask for that. She stole my food and didn't even ask. Like, really? That's so irritating when you're going to get something and you're like super excited. Like, oh, I really, oh yeah, that's right. I had that. And then you go and it's like, oh, I thought it was for me. She knew it wasn't for her. I got her everything that she wanted. Why would that be for her? What would make me get you that, Caitlin? She knows. Okay. Anyways, it happens all the time. irritating. Okay. Let's see. What is this here? I got her a freaking Frosty. She asked who the Frosty was for, and I'm like, you're the one that asked for it. But she decided to take the other stuff without asking. So, well, the chicken nuggets were yours. Why would I want the chicken nuggets? They're not mine. Why'd you ask? I got you what you asked for. I got more than one baked potato. Why didn't you open the other bags? All right. So somebody here says Richard. First for Richard. Real life horror. This is strange. Very strange. I don't know. Do you guys understand this or what this is? How they got this name Richard? It's just weird though, because this Richard guy doesn't fit the profile of what they were saying at all. I mean, they were saying it was somebody that had like that, might be in law enforcement, has some, possibly like in the church. And now they want to be like, it's this rando guy who nobody knows. Fairlife chocolate. Fairlife chocolate milk. Caitlin would probably like that. Oh. Did he claim to be a witness? Is that what you're saying? Did this Richard guy claim to be a witness that day? Is that where it came from? It's just weird because there's a strange guy on Facebook posting about his friend Ricky, but he's defending him. I think it was KK. He was terminally online. Is he out of is Keegan out of jail? Bye, Plead the Fifth. Thanks for stopping by. Well, yeah, I'm going to start coming on in the mornings and evenings, I think, guys. So, it might be, I might, just go on an hour at a time, So it'll be very different. I feel like you've talked about that chocolate milk before. Oh, really, Samantha? So you sent me something? I don't see. Okay, I see it. Okay. So what's this picture supposed to be, Samantha? Is that a picture that was that was on her phone? Oh yeah, I need to watch that plunder video too. Was this on one of the girls' phones? Yeah, find it interesting. He told it's like he was covering for himself, you know? Almost. I don't know. I don't know what to believe yet about this. I have to know. I hope that they are truly confident and it's really the right person and that they're not like wanting to just get it solved because, you know, it looks bad. Wow. It's like he wanted to cover for himself and have his have an excuse for why his DNA was showing up. Yeah, I don't know where's this picture? A lady was on the trail that day and she took this day of murder. No. Where did you get the pic though? Was this from law enforcement? Like where did you screenshot this? Oh, that says Donna Serafina. He wouldn't be wearing the same thing. I don't think. Yeah, that's what it says. Samantha sent it to me, and I don't know the origin of it. Like, see, the jacket looks black to me, and that guy looks like he has long gray hair to me. I don't know. A lady from Facebook and Delphi group. Then I grabbed it. Oh, so we don't know. We don't know that this is a legit pic or the. So we don't know that this is actually a. Okay, let me. I'll save that just in case it is anything. Okay, let's go back to what we were watching because it looks like I need to do my homework because you guys know more than I do. Have you guys been watching that Chad Absher? That's super interesting too. But I didn't know if you guys would be into watching that. I mean, I guess I could always come on anyways. And even if there's, you know, I mean, I know I don't usually, might only be like 100 of us like there is now, but because people aren't used to me like talking about these things, but you know, the Delphi case is, you know, that's one of the, it's funny because that's one of the last things me and Jim talked about. I had the guts, or I don't know, the strength to listen to one of our phone calls. And the one I listened to, which with me and Jim, when I listened to was from the day that Richard Allen was arrested. And Jim called me and, you know, it was like, did you hear about the Delphi? Like, he was really trying to, he would come up with an excuse to talk because he was trying to, you know, mend our relationship, which is sad to think of now, but it just reminded me. Yeah, back to class, right? I don't know who that is. Anita Backrub.
Investigation.
Announcing an arrest in one of the most notorious murder cases in state history, that job belonged to Doug Carter, superintendent of Indiana State Police. After years of working with investigators, Carter told me he had dreamed this announcement would come, but the arrest of Richard Allen was not exactly how Carter had imagined it. What went through your mind when you learned that he was in custody?
Empty. I felt pretty empty. It wasn't what I anticipated it to be, Bob. It was a bit overwhelming, quite frankly, at least initially. And it caused me to really go back in time and try to understand the magnitude of what's just happened.
When you spoke to Abby and Libby's families, how did they respond?
They didn't really know what to say. And it was that feeling of, after all of these years, we heard what we wanted to hear. Now what? How are we supposed to feel? I think they were pleased because remember, we don't tell the family much more than the rest of the world knows. We can't. So they had the same questions that everyone else has.
There are lots of questions because the Carroll County prosecutor filed a request at the courthouse to keep records in the murder case sealed. That includes the probable cause affidavit, a document that would help explain why police believe Richard Allen committed the murders of two teenagers. And that document is almost always made public once a defendant is arrested. Why is information in this case, why is the probable cause affidavit not released right now?
Once the prosecutor made the decision to do that and the judge signed that document, it took it completely out of our hands. I believe in the probable cause. I've read it multiple times. I believe in that probable cause, and I believe in its outcome. So I think in some semblance of a short period of time, will be up to the judge, of course, up to the courts. They will release that probable cause affidavit. I understand the question, and that answer will come in due time.
Was there a request by Indiana State Police to keep it sealed?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Do you support keeping it sealed, or do you believe that it should be released?
I think it should be released, but I also think there's value in a period of time to keep it sealed. Again, in time, the strategy will be clear.
13 News asked the state police superintendent if he believes anyone else participated in the murders and if another arrest in the case might be coming. Do you anticipate there could be other arrests in this case?
There always could be other arrests with any case. It depends upon what we learn.
He did not directly answer either of those questions, and he also chose his words very carefully when I asked about this video on the Monon High Bridge. Police say Libby German secretly took the video on her cell phone on the day of the murders, And the video also captured a man's voice. Indiana State Police said this man was a person of interest, a prime suspect in the murders of Abby and Libby. Is Richard Allen the man who was captured in that video?
That answer will be known sometime in the near future.
While Carter won't talk right now about the evidence, he is very confident that police have identified the killer. He has not spoken directly to Richard Allen since his arrest, but he did speak to him indirectly at a press conference nearly 6 years ago, just days after police found the victims' bodies in these woods.
Somebody knows. And if you're watching, we'll find you.
Did you find that person?
We did. We did.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope. I am curious about the probable cause. Of course, I'm sure everybody is. There has to be. I mean, I guess we have to. I mean, all we can do is take or have faith in Delphi law enforcement or Carroll County law enforcement and hope that they're doing what they can, you know. That as well, but thought maybe more arrests could be made. Yeah, people think he may have killed those two young girls in Evansdale. Evansdale. What's Evansdale? Evansdale where? What state? He went to the funeral. Alan developed the funeral pics, but so was he at that conference where he was saying he believed that this guy right here, superintendent, whatever his name is, what is it? I forget. Doug. I don't know. You remember what they were just showing when he was saying that the guy could be in the room, you know, was Richard Allen in that room that day? Does anybody know? Evansdale, Ohio, Iowa. Oh, because he worked at CBS, huh? I guess nicely done. I guess another sick weirdo like Keegan Kline or Ron Logan. I mean, it sounds like to me this was some kind of, I don't know. The only thing I can think of that makes like sense right now is there's some kind of ring, like I don't know. It's going to be very strange, or it's going to be very interesting though to find out really the truth, because I mean, for years we've heard, you know, it's law enforcement, it's somebody who is well known in the community, somebody from there, and is, you know, like this Richard Allen guy, he's like a nobody. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, we're all somebody. I don't mean that in a rude way, but he's not at all what people were expecting. So I don't know. It has to be a ring, I guess. Oh, he said things to very inappropriate things to women. So similar, never saw two girls, same situation, same MO. Many think both cases were same perpetrator. Oh, was that soon after the first one? Because I think I remember something similar. Your Dropbox account started the largest child porn investigation in the state of Indiana. Oh, wow, really? Your Dropbox account started the largest child porn investigation in the state of Indiana. Wow. So he was... Well, see, that's not what I heard as the profile. Like, I always heard it was somebody, it was supposed to be somebody who was well known in the community, possibly law enforcement, like a pastor, very well liked, outgo. I do think some people said how can he be a very outgoing person and stays to himself? I don't know. I mean, I guess he could be well known and be somebody who just like never leaves the house, like myself. Okay, I'll see if I can find it while we're watching this.
Still ahead, the conversation continues with State Police Superintendent Doug Carter, including how many
state and federal agencies who all have tried to solve the same question: who killed Abby and Libby?
Do you have an idea how many individuals, how many investigators have participated in this case and in an attempt to lead to an arrest?
Hundreds over time.
Are you aware of any other cases that have had that many individuals participate from an investigative standpoint?
Bob, I'm in a year and a half or so, I'll finish my 40th year. I've never seen anything like this in my entire career. I think one of the reasons is because it's captured the attention of the world, because it's Everytown USA. It's Everytown USA. It's your daughter and it's mine. It's her friend and it's my daughter's friend. I think that's one of the reasons that it's captured the attention of really the globe.
But there are other unsolved homicides in Indiana, in small towns very similar to Delphi, some involving children even younger than Abby and Libby, cases that have received far less attention than this one. Following an arrest in Delphi, Carter said those cases are also very much on his mind, and he mentioned one in particular.
I want to talk about Flora.
He's talking about a deadly house fire in the town of Flora, just 10 miles from the murder.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
6 years ago, inside this house, trapping 4 young sisters who all died. Investigators say the fire was arson. The deaths are homicides. On the day of this press conference to announce an arrest in the Delphi murder case, Doug Carter says this is where he came first, to visit this crime scene, which is also still under investigation by Indiana State Police.
I sat across the street in that gravel lot and looked at that house that has the same exact remnants of a fire that we saw now almost 6 years ago this month. Boarded windows and black soot on the outside. And it just broke my heart that it was still there because I hadn't seen it in some time. The cases the investigations are very different, but the tragic outcome is the same when there's loss of life. And I hope that one day we can do the same thing, but we have to hear from people. And I hope that one day we will.
State police say they have not gotten many tips on who set the fire that killed these girls, but tips continue to pour in on Delphi. Tens of thousands of tips before the arrest, hundreds more after, during an investigation that Carter says is still ongoing after more than 5.5 years.
Did you think it would take this long to get an arrest?
That's a tough question to answer. This has ebbed and flowed for me. I was confident we would get an arrest, and I had hoped that it would be in a reasonable amount of time. But that reasonable amount of time grew to be longer than I thought.
Have you ever had doubts and worries that there would not be an arrest in this case?
I did, but I fought it. It's haunted me. Yes, I have. And then I'd pick up the phone and I'd call one of those detectives and say, "Hey, it's me. How you doing today?" And I'd hang up that phone and I'd think, "Oh man, they don't feel that way." So I would be at peace again.
Are you at peace right now?
Yes. I see the culmination of extraordinary effort and hurt and pain in the community that will begin now, hopefully, to heal. But again, we're not done. We are not done. We're not going to leave that community until this is over.
Carter says he believes more information about the actual murders, including evidence that led to Richard Allen's arrest, will be publicly released within just a matter of weeks.
He says it will be both helpful and very painful because it's going to force the families and also the Delphi community to revisit the pain and trauma that they've experienced that will never go away.
We haven't ever given up, and you guys haven't given up.
So I was looking at Reddit, like you guys were seeing what I could find. Reddit is a good source to figure out what's, news going on in a case or whatever. I wonder if they were on some site like 4chan and learned they live close together, like on the dark web, or if they are family friends or something. It'll be interesting to find out where the connection potentially is. Glad that today happened for the families. I read in one of the many new threads that his old address was extremely close to where Klein lived, maybe blocks away. I'll have to find it again later and verify because that seemed kind of interesting. My belief is that they were friends. If you read the interview with Keegan, I believe they even mentioned his name, although it's redacted. I think Keegan was hooking his dad up with young girls, and his friend Richard Allen wanted in on it. I wonder if the plan was for Richard to murder the girls all along, or if something went wrong. Maybe he thought it was only to be Libby and not Libby and Abby. I've been thinking nonstop about this. Use the Andrew Schatz account to set up Libby and Abby for Richard Allen to be at the bridge. He thought Richard Allen would only are Libby and Abby and not brutally kill them. KK probably freaked out when he found out about the murders. I think Richard was planning to kill Libby and Abby since he lives in Delphi and they could have identified him. It's clear that Keegan was in contact with Libby through that fake profile, but to then share that profile with other pedos, super creepy. Sharing and probably making money off it. Yeah. Yeah, I was just searching Richard Allen to see what would come up. Here's some pictures. I don't know. Hold on. go back one more and see what else. Richard Allen has a daughter that looks extremely similar to Libby, and there is a picture on his wife's Facebook of that daughter on the bridge. Are there any local Delphi residents that can weigh in on whether there was suspicion of Richard Allen being involved? As we know, there was never any official mention of Richard Allen being named as a suspect or having involvement, at least publicly. I'm curious if there are Delphi residents or people who frequented the CVS he worked at or saw him around town and had minor exchanges with him, if he was ever mentioned in passing to someone else in conversation as being a possible suspect. Even Richard Allen's wife seemed ignorantly bliss from him being a suspect, as evidenced by her numerous lighthearted Facebook posts, hiking pictures, sneaking up on him in a car, etc., where even she never suspected him of being the bridge guy. But who knows if that was just to keep up appearances. I just refuse to believe this guy was never suspected by a Delphi resident of being bridge guy. A coworker who worked with him closely and daily for over a year posted that she never had even one suspicion that he was anything but a typical nice guy. They even had the sketch in the front window of the store. Fluctuates in weight. He probably tried to alter his appearance. Murder Sheet has an interview with police. I'm local and I have not met anyone in Delphi that suspected him yet. People are rocked by the news. I don't know why they never released the profile of the killer, but the police always did say it would be someone you never expected. Just your average Joe. I can't imagine how many lives this has rocked. See, why did I feel like people were saying it was like law enforcement or something? They knew it was someone in the community that no one would expect. They also knew that he attended news conferences and actively involved himself in the case. He was in the search party as well. Makes me wonder how long they suspected this individual, but had to wait until and work years for enough evidence to charge him. Their profile was not right on, especially the physical description, but they did say a few things so vague that, of course, they ended up being true. The killer was going to be hiding in plain sight, no matter who he was. I mean, he hadn't been running around those woods avoiding capture for 5 years. And of course, everyone is shocked to find out. I've seen TV psychics hit on more. Thought he checked himself into a facility the day after the murders. Yeah, Randy. Some people, I guess, thought that because, it not being solved and stuff. They hinted at the psychological profile, saying he was likely to be local, that people would be shocked when they found out who he was, hiding in plain sight, that they thought he had a bit of a conscience left, that it was about power to him and he wanted to know what they knew, etc. Coming from the conference of the second release sketch, it seems like the cops already had their eyes on him. They just couldn't make their move and had to wait for him to slip up. It'll be interesting to hear the details of how it went down in the coming months. Wow, which implies that police had their eye on him for a while. Article is from February 2022. Unfortunately, it's the Daily Mail, so it could be bollocks. I suppose at the time the general public would have assumed it was about KK. Wow. Man, feeling kind of sick to my stomach again. Let's see here. Oops. Says Saturday, March 7th, 2020. Late night real life horror Kino thread. I will keep making these until the police finally arrest Richard. Holy shit. Who is that person? The Carol V. Yeah, I saw that sketch behind him and stuff. That was crazy. I try watching Gray about the Delphi. I know. Gray is mean. He came into here in my channel one time talking shit. It's like, oh my God, dude. And I just like kind of like flipped out on him. I'm like, great. Now I was like, good. Now I can just tell you everything I think about you. And I just went off. It was a long time ago. I mean, but I do think he does a lot of, you know, he's a good researcher for sure. Can't deny that. So you guys, what should I, here, let me look at, that is weird. I just noticed something. Okay, here, I'll show this to you before I go. I do have to go. My stomach kind of hurts. I'm going to focus on something else right now. I might be back on later. Who knows? You're going to start seeing me at sporadic weird times. Okay, so since this is just the suspects, I decided I don't feel bad pulling it up. Richard Allen, Ricky Allen, Rick Allen, Dick Allen. There's his wife. And then you go down to associates. Andrea Alyssa Land, Flora, Indiana. They were just mentioning that Flora fire. Shared locations. Let's see what we. Who is this? Let's look that address up. Probably could, Cisco. That would be cool. That's a good idea, actually. I'm looking up this address real quick because it came back to, I was trying to find out who this Andrea chick is that is an acquaintance and shows her from Flora, which only interested me because of what the officer was saying. A man that many knew as nice and normal and has lived in Delphi for years was charged with the double murder of Libby German and Abby Williams. Rick Allen, Kathy Allen, 1967 White Man Drive. Okay, but who's this Andrea? Andrea Land. There she is. Who is this? To him. Sorry, I was looking at this profile, this girl right here, Andrea Alyssa Land, because she has kept coming up. If he's an alcoholic and sitting in prison, he'll lose his shit. No camera. Well, yeah, I can't just like film. I'm not one of those that would just film it without. Yes, I do have Peacock. When's it on? I did hear something about that. I do have Peacock. If I could find my remote. My daughter doesn't. Caitlin, do you have my remote? Yeah. Okay, I need it. Oh, Caitlin, Cisco. Well, her name's Caitlin, but who knows? Maybe she had a part of turning him in. Never know. Yeah, it could be. Really, we don't know. Okay, so who is this chick, Andrea Land? I'm just curious here because the name sounds so familiar, and she looks so familiar. Sorry, I know you can't see her, but I don't want to like. I bet this must be his. Okay, so Alyssa probably could be. My time and family are in Indiana. That's what. Aw. $325,000 reward. Okay, so this Alyssa, she's probably his wife's daughter. It's probably his stepdaughter. Let's see. Richard Matthew Allen, Kathy Allen. You guys said Blender has a voice comparison. Rich Allen's wife Kathy deletes 29 Facebook videos. Rich Allen judge. So which one were you guys saying that I should play about the voice comparison?
Richard Allen's wife, Kathy, had 29 Facebook videos that were displayed publicly before she deleted all of her Facebook account. After Kathy's husband, Richard Allen, was arrested. 50-year-old Richard Allen was arrested, and he was taken into custody at the Indiana State Police's post in West Lafayette on Wednesday, October 26th. But many of us didn't really hear the news until Friday, October 28th. That was the Friday that Richard was formally charged with 2 counts of murder. I spent that Friday and Saturday and Sunday gathering as much information as I could from Facebook to learn about Richard Allen, his family, the state of their marriage, and everything. Richard Allen's daughter, her Facebook account was deleted first, but it took Kathy, his wife, a couple of days to get rid of hers. A bunch of people keep commenting online asking, how could Kathy not have recognized her husband as the so-called Delphi bridge guy? Wouldn't she recognize his manner of walking, his gait, his size, his voice, his clothing? Other people have a bunch of compassion for Kathy and her daughter, and they realize perhaps these women truly were blindsided by the news of Richard Allen's involvement in the murders of Abby Williams and Liberty German. Let's take a deep look into Kathy's Facebook videos and her posts and see what they reveal about her marriage, her long-term 30-year marriage to the man who shocked the world upon his arrest. Richard Allen could become the central figure in what could be one of the largest trials we've seen in years. But first, a little history. Richard Allen moved to Delphi, Indiana from Mexico, Indiana. In December of
See, I used to go by Mexico all the time when we'd go to my grandparents' house. Okay, so there's Flora. It looks like it's really, really close. Grissom Air Force Base. Used to pass there all the time. Anyways, we're like, what? Mexico? When we were kids, you know? Yeah. I want to hear his voice, but I don't know. To me, Ron Logan sounds a lot like Bridge Guy or whoever was recorded on her phone, on Libby's phone. That's true. She feared for herself and her children, I'm sure. Cindy!
2006. That's when he purchased that famous home on White Man Drive that has also become a central figure in this case, chiefly because of its proximity to the infamous High Bridge, where reportedly we believe Richard could be seen walking and telling Abby and Libby guys down the hill. According to Richard and Kathy's marriage license, they married each other really young when they were both only 19 years of age. Now they are both 50, and that falls right in line with some videos we're going to watch. Their 25th anniversary celebration. caption videos and photos that Kathy posted November 29, 2016, nearly 6 years ago. On the upcoming November 29th, 2022, the 50-year-old couple likely won't be celebrating their 31st wedding anniversary. We will be 1 week post Richard's November 22nd, 2022 hearing, wherein a judge will determine whether the much argued, heated, probable cause affidavit will be released to the public or not. As of this recording, there's a huge change.org petition, around 30,000 signatures thus far, trying to encourage the judge to keep it hidden. The probable cause affidavit will spill the beans, hopefully enough evidence of why they took Richard into custody, holding him on no bail. Until we learn that fate, today is Saturday, November 5th. As I film this recording, let's go over everything I was able to pull down from Kathy's Facebook page before
Where did this
it was
Richard
wiped
Allen
off
guy
the
work?
internet. The most recent photo at the time I saw her Facebook was a photo of Kathy, who had updated her profile on July 10th. It was just a selfie of herself. I didn't see anything from 2022. Kind of Spartan public posts when you think about it. It looked like at first she was wearing like kitten ears, but it may have just been a headband. And I will continue to blur or block the photos of Kathy, her daughter, her son-in-law, the extended family. I tend in my videos to focus on the victim and the perpetrator, those who are at the center of the story, not publish the photos of family members if they're not necessarily central to the story or if their lives could be put in danger. That's another thing that the victim's family members have encouraged people to do, is just to wait for due process to unfold and just not go on this witch hunt, blaming Richard's wife and his daughter, claiming they had knowledge of things that they may not have had knowledge of. But during the all-important year when Abby and Libby went missing and afterward in 2017 and after, no posts could be seen posted in Kathy's public profile
Right,
about
Cisco,
the missing
I agree.
girls. After all, they were only missing a short time, unfortunately, before their bodies were recovered on Valentine's
Oh my gosh, I've been in that
Day
same school.
2017, but I didn't see anything Kathy posted about the bridge guy, nothing publicly. You know, I didn't see any pleas for help find this man. I didn't see his wanted posters. I didn't see Kathy publicly sharing anything about the infamous Down the Hill video. That's the man who we believe would ironically turn out to be her husband. Did she do this on purpose? Did she have an inkling? Was she in denial? Was she blindsided like the rest of Delphi? There were no visible posts on Kathy's Facebook page in 2015. That's the year we've learned there was some kind of domestic incident with Richard Allen and his wife, Kathy. Apparently, it involved Richard being intoxicated and Kathy taking him to a hospital, but we don't have a lot of details about that incident. We don't have the 911 call.
Too bad he didn't tumble off the bridge when he was walking across it, you know? Just kind of like lose his footing and just kind of tumbled back like sideways. And that, you know, that'd teach him. It's just real strange though for somebody. I mean, he doesn't have any history. I mean, I don't know. Guess we'll have to see it unfold. Like I gotta stay in. Somebody just sent me a video, a short of his voice, I guess. So we'll watch that real quick because been wanting to hear this guy's voice.
September 23rd, 2018. Richard Allen's voice can be heard making a rare appearance in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, riding the skylift with his wife.
I've been on that same skylift.
Down. Okay. Shut up. It's not gonna snap. I'm gyrating, but it's not gonna snap. Oh my God.
There's the wheelchair coming up.
What? Oh my God. Lonely wheelchair. Wasn't that interesting? Why are we stopping? Why are we stopping? Keep going, keep going, keep going. Oh my God. It's way up the hill. I don't know about this. Oh.
The cables now. Where's the wheelchair coming up?
September 23rd, 2018. Richard Allen's voice can be heard making a rare appearance in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, riding the skylift with his wife.
Down, we're going down.
The cables now.
Shut up. It's not gonna snap.
Gosh, he sounds a lot like Bridge Guy. Yeah, that's true, Judith. But he sure does sound like, his voice does sound like identical. But sometimes our mind can play tricks on us and we can like hear what we want to hear. But his voice definitely, like, from the second I heard it, I was like, oh, that it sounds like the same guy. I mean, but like, I mean, I've been wrong before definitely been wrong about people's voices before. I'm not the best person to, people can sound similar. So, I mean, I thought Ron Logan sounded like it could be him, but this guy his voice sounds like really, it sounds identical. See, and I think if I was, like, let's say that was me, like, if I even just put myself in, let's say, gosh, I hate to even, like, go there, but trying to put myself in this woman's position, okay? Let's say this was, I was her, and, like this happened. Let's say this happened to Jim, okay? Okay, and he would never, but I'm just saying, I don't even like to, but I'm just trying to put myself in this woman's position and think, if I heard that recording going around like that, I would have been like, oh my God, that's my husband. I would have known. Like, I just don't see how she wouldn't have heard that and not known. Like, and it concerned her. Like, you can't be married to somebody for 30 years and not know that they obviously like to drink. So I don't know, like, sounds like the daughter too has been defending him. So I don't know. It's very strange. There's got to be something. That's kind of like with Chris Watts though too. Like, he didn't have any, that was also another strange, very strange thing. But this one's different and worse because when it comes to, not worse, sorry, Chris Watts was absolutely just horrible crime. What I mean about this is different than that is because we've always been told with like people who are child predators, somebody like that, they don't just like commit their first crime at 50. There's no way. I would not believe that. Now, I do think there's a chance he might have, like, he wasn't planning on hurting the girls. I do think that's possible. And maybe he felt like he backed into a spot where he had to, or they were gonna, I don't know, or he was gonna be out. I don't know. He should have just offed himself instead, but anyways. Jared for AWP, we never know what people have done. I know, like, I just think, like, I mean, Jim's voice was so unique, but this guy's voice is unique too, and I just think, I don't know. I would know it. You just know, wouldn't you? I mean, and that was only 9 years of being around the guy, and that's a long time. I think that even somebody around somebody for a year would even. I mean, I want to give her the benefit of doubt. She looks super familiar too. Like I feel like I've seen her, but I mean, it is like almost 2 hours away, but I spent a lot of time in that area because I have a lot of family up there. Not in Delphi, but around the surrounding areas. But I've never been up since this Delphi case happened though. Like haven't been up that way that many times because my grandparents passed away and stuff. Lyric and Elizabeth case in Idaho. That's what somebody was just saying. He had a weapon with him. The reason Keegan was caught was because of the other girl that spoke to Anthony Schatz after the murders. Oh, wow. Okay, somebody sent me. Now you guys got me all interested in this, but I do need to. I want to watch. Didn't somebody send me the link to or tell me? Now, who had the interview with Keegan Kline? Let's see. I could probably just interview.
I feel like I'm being harassed completely.
Did you have anything to do with the murders of
Hold on.
Abby or Libby?
I feel like I'm being harassed completely.
Did you have anything to do with the murders of
No.
Abby or Libby?
Not at all. And I've gave up my DNA, a hair follicle test. I've done everything they wanted me to.
In December, Delphi investigators announced that catfish account Anthony Schatz was active on Instagram and Snapchat in 2016 and 2017, and they asked for anyone who interacted with that profile to come forward. But more than a year ago, then 26-year-old Keegan Kline admitted to investigators that he was behind the fake profile and that he used it to ask young girls for nude pictures and videos. Tell me about Anthony Schatz. Why did you create that profile?
I don't really know. I was just lonely, you know what I mean? Just talking to people. I don't know why I did it really.
And were you ever trying to meet these girls in real life that you were talking to?
No, never.
Just 11 days after the murders of Abby and Libby, task force investigators served a search warrant on the home that Keegan shared with his dad. At the time, the FBI told the Lafayette Journal and Courier they found nothing to indicate a connection to the Delphi case. Keegan's electronics were confiscated then, but he wasn't arrested until 3 years later. He's now facing 30 counts of child pornography and child solicitation in Miami County, Indiana, unrelated to the Delphi murders. He says, though, that Indiana State Police told him Anthony Schatz had been communicating with Libby before her murder. So why do you think investigators are putting so much focus on you right now?
I have not a clue. Because I think it's because they said I was the last person to talk to her, is what they've told me.
And then she shows up at the bridge and they're abducted and later found dead.
Right.
And that was not you.
No, 100% not.
Keegan says he has no memory or knowledge of communicating with Libby, and investigators haven't confirmed if what he says is true. Do you think you're going to be charged with anything related to Abby and Libby's murder?
No, I don't.
So the state police haven't threatened that?
No.
Yeah, he needs to shave his neck. But Becca keeps. I was about to get. Let's see what Becca sent me. Let's see. No, it's a Kylie though. Whoa. Whoa, is this the guy? Is this the AAA guy? Skirt. Kind of took a little Yui.
Flyer here for Kylie. I am imagining that there will be a lot of people watching this video that are not normal subscribers to this channel. So I first want to welcome you to the channel.
Okay, here's her link.
This channel is not a typical YouTube
Squirrel.
content creator style channel. I am someone that does research on cases, and I put certain bits of information out to not only be informative at times, but to also make available a way for people that have information to provide me with tips and leads to help advance.
So Nick, 1,000% sure identified Kylie. So, whoa. Because I was just watching Critical K, and I was just watching her, and she was saying how she believes this Nick guy was completely lied and was put up to saying the things he said by AWP. Hey, Jab. Yeah, it doesn't sound like a first timer.
It's the cause and the pursuit of justice. This channel is non-monetized. I have never asked for money. I have no skin in this game whatsoever. I am just someone that has felt compelled to search for justice.
Okay.
So continually go back to him for guidance and for direction. So I tend to work diligently, but methodically and patiently, so that I do not get hung up in the fast streets of YouTube with feeling like everything has to be put out and quickly, because for me, it is not about entertainment. It is about finding facts that can be used with all different types of creators, putting out all different types of creator, every sub, whether they agree with me or not, whether I would hang out with them in public or not, whether I'm afraid of them or not. I appreciate all of them, because it has been proven to me that it takes all different types of people coming. Yet I've seen some people do emotional extortion. That I have an issue with. Is communicate anything.
Does this guy ever talk on here? I thought, does Nick not come on here?
Regarding Nick, the roadside assistance guy. There, I said it. On October 28th, he responded back to me. Actually, it was a few days before October 28th he responded back to me.
I agree.
And we set a date and time of October 28th for a phone conversation. I had a 42-minute phone conversation with Nick, the tow truck driver that was featured in the AWP YouTube documentary. I'm sure you guys all know who he is. I'm going to share with you things that he shared with me that are pertinent to this investigation, pertinent to this research, without my commentary. I'm going to respectfully ask that there are no attempts made to contact him or harass him regarding the sharing of this information. His story needs to be told. Please, I ask you again to not, that you have, please feel free to list them down, but I think that we've got everything that we need. Okay? What it all means, I don't know. These are his beliefs. This is his story. This is his information. Okay? So I'm going to just kind of read it in list form, and these are things that were stated directly to me in a telephone conversation with Nick, the roadside assistance guy. So if you don't have a pen and paper,
I will. I'll look. I'm about to get off here in a second. I was just going to listen to this for a second.
and it's very important that you know, that you have it so that you can make a determination on what is, you know, critical to you or what fits into your scenario or that type of thing. Okay. So again, this is Nick talking. This is not me stating facts. This is not me stating opinion. These are statements that he made to me. Okay? I just want to be clear on that. We do not know if these are factual. These are his thoughts and feelings and opinions. He started right out. First of all, I'll just say that he has been reluctant to speak with anyone. He was praying on it also and felt that I was the one that he was supposed to talk to. So that made me feel awesome. Okay? Because, wow, I couldn't believe I was able, you know, that he, you know, contacted me back and then took my phone off. So that was just amazing. So to me, that was God answering prayer. Okay. So he started out with, you know, I don't want to be harassed over this. I know people are against me on YouTube and that kind of stuff. And I told him I can't control that and that, you know, that's just how it is. But that I would request that that kind of stuff can stop. And I certainly don't want to instigate any of that. And that was why I was kind of hesitant on putting information out. But I just feel that this information is important because there are people working behind the scenes that I'm not even aware of. And that's, you know, may never even come up in a comment section where this may help someone. But this information is where it needs to be, which is above anyone that I would possibly feel is connected to any type of cover. So I feel comfortable with that, or confident with that. Okay. Nick says, I know for a fact she was at Boca. Okay, he just came up with that sentence.
Wow.
I know for a fact she was at Boca. He's talking about that day, that Saturday, August 6th. This is his thoughts and feelings. And keep in mind, this is what he knew. This would be what he told AWP. Because by the time AWP rolled into town, he had already had all of this experience. So this would be the information that he shared with AWP. And AWP only shared parts of it. Okay? Shared parts of it for their own reasoning. And now I can understand why. But this is information, all of this stuff was in his brain, was in his mind before AWP, and he basically reached out to AWP when they rolled into town because he was like, something is wrong here, this isn't making sense.
Yes.
So that's why he basically went to AWP to get you know, to help. He has a huge heart for the mom. He's like, this mother deserves to know what happened to her daughter. So he has a huge heart for the mom. And the dad, but he just was really, you know, at that time and still, and I don't think he keeps a big eye on YouTube, from what I gather. But okay, he says, I know for a fact she was at Boca. There was a problem with her vehicle. It was between neutral and drive. He said, I wish that would have got portrayed better in the show of AWP's because it didn't get communicated right. It wasn't that it was totally in neutral, it was like stuck in between the two. Like her vehicle was turned off. She was not on the side of the road yet. It might have been turned off while she was still driving. Almost like she was in some sort of distress, or there was some type of distress between the two of them, and her vehicle was turned off or tried to be slammed into another gear or taken out of gear. Okay, those are his own words.
Okay.
So that's what he's thinking, the reasoning. He said all of the lights on the vehicle turned on like normal. There didn't appear to be any problem with the alternator, any problem with the battery. So he wasn't able to figure out, what the issue was, and that ended up being what it was. It looked like it was in, so it was stuck in between the two gears. Okay. And he regretted that wasn't portrayed better because he said a lot of people gave him a hard time about that. So it was like in between the two gears. I asked him if he knew the kids from Truckee. Specifically, I had named a couple names, and he said, "No, I don't know any of them. I don't know any of these kids from Truckee." So that's what his word was. I did not know any of these kids from Truckee, and I gave him some names, and he did not recognize those. And again, this is what he's saying. I tried to ask good questions. He had no idea about the fire cam footage. He had never heard about it. And that kind of blew his mind because he was like, well, how can that be? Because I saw her Saturday.
Wow.
So,
Wow. Wow.
He wanted to know if I knew what gear the vehicle was in, when it was found underwater. So the same kind of questions that I do, that we do. So that tells me that either AWP didn't know or they didn't tell him because they spoke to him, he had spoken to them, to Nick. I'm sorry, to Doug. So
That's crazy.
Some type of communication since then. But Nick, the tow truck driver, roadside assistance guy, does not know what gear it's in, and that's one thing that he would like to know. One thing we would all like to know that we may not ever know unless we see the actual CHP report. He didn't know who Jared was. When I mentioned Jared about something, he didn't even know. He was like, "Who's that?" Because I said, well, according to what Jared said on the search channel, it sounded like it may have been a neutral. And he was like, "Jared who?" And he didn't know who Jared was. So, and then he referred to Doug as the one with the beard. So that tells me, even though I said I wasn't going to give my commentary on this, but my first thought was, okay, so in the video with AWP, he was introduced as a long-term member and supporter of AWP. Well, it's kind of weird because if you were a long-time supporter of AWP, you would know who Jared is. And then I would think you would know Doug by name. So that may have been like put into the video, but maybe he was not a, as long-term of a member or supporter of AWP is kind of what was portrayed. But he didn't know who Jared was, and I don't think he still knows who Jared is. And he referred to Doug as, the one I talked to, the one with the beard.
Wow. So this just, okay, I got sent this. I was about to get off here and we were watching, actually looking into some things about Delphi, just going over like the new things that have been happening in Delphi case. And I was sent this and I just got curious and I saw that this lady says that she spoke to the AAA guy, who had talked to AWP and claimed to see, a guy in a black San Francisco hat and a blonde. Well, now he's supposed, she's putting this girl Crime Talk had some kind of conversation with him and is putting out this, I don't know, maybe he didn't want to be recorded or something. I don't know, but so we have to trust that it's really from him, but I don't know. I've been watching Critical K the last couple nights. She's been doing stuff on Jared and she brought up the situation with AAA and she came up with something that I hadn't even thought of, and now I just haven't been able to let it go since. And it's kind of been in the back of my mind, and that's about, her theory is that AWP set up or put Nick up to this, that it's all a lie, and the whole AAA story is fake. So when I saw this, when somebody sent me this, because I had watched Critical K a little bit, I think last night, and was like, oh, I'm curious about this. Gray is dropping bombshell about Delphi right now. Something someone in prison saying. Oh, wow. Now I don't know what show to watch. Because I want to know the bombshell in that too. But here, let's listen to this a little bit longer while I look that
Said the
into
most
Gray.
disturbing thing to him, or that he can't wrap his mind around, is that of all the people that tried contacting him, both the mother and the father were the two that he would have answered the phone to and that he was hoping would contact him. Okay. So that just blows his mind. And still to this day, well, as of October 28th, that's when I had this phone conversation with him. He didn't understand why all these other people are trying to contact him. But, you know, both Lindsay and Daniel failed to do so. So with that information, I have, I am working to connect Daniel directly with Nick. So that shows me right there that, you know, it shows me that he cares. He cared enough about putting himself on the line to go public with this to AWP. And that's what he was so confused about, is why the mom and the dad never contacted him. And he would talk to them, and he still would talk to them. So I'm hoping that that can happen, and praying about that. And that could be excellent, because if he could share with them, you know, the information that he has, would be wonderful. Okay, so let me get this in order here. Okay. We were all told, or led to believe, or maybe it was just my understanding, but it sounded to me, and to those that I communicate with on this, that there was a 100% confirmation that it was Jagger. That's the way I understood. I remember seeing Jared on a channel, and he said, you know, 100% confirmation. Okay. Which I've never thoroughly believed, because Jared wasn't even there. Jared wasn't part of that. Okay. Couldn't prove it because I hadn't spoke to Nick. Nick is not positive that it was Jagger. He said the AWP showed them a series of photos. What they explained was her boyfriend, or maybe her ex-boyfriend. It started out with her boyfriend, or maybe ex-boyfriend, he said. He said this person was explained just like he did in his video. He talked about his height, his frame, his hair. He spoke about it to me as acne. In the AWP video, he made some mention about like freckles, but in my conversation, he said it looked like acne. He didn't say it was acne. It was, quote unquote, looked like acne. And then, of course, the San Francisco ball cap. So when they were showing him photos, he saw the San Francisco ball cap. He recognized the hat. Okay. So it was not 100% identification on Jagger. I asked him if I would to show him pictures, if he would recognize anyone, and he said that's all he remembers, and he wouldn't. I since then sent him photos of people, and he just is not sure. Okay. He just is not sure. And he never told them he was sure. He said that the girl was so distressed about her vehicle and being there that night, he was focusing on her because she was very distressed. He said the whole thing was just very odd, and I was just more focused on the girl. Okay, now this is the part that blew my mind. Okay, I believe what I'm going to tell you next is what AWP didn't air. Okay, I don't know this for a fact, but this is just what I'm thinking. Keeping in mind that what he's telling me right now is what he told AWP before Kylie was found. So when AWP was there, he told them the same thing that he's telling me. That he saw them the next day, you know, at Boca, that whole story. He told AWP, I have video proof. He said, I found AWP. I told him I have video proof. I want to help you guys out. I gave AWP all of my information in order to help Kylie's mom to find her daughter. I told them everything I knew. I told them everything that happened. AWP said it would blow our mind. Remember, it would blow our mind if we had the whole story. If it went a certain way, we would put the rest of the video out.
This is what Nick told me. This is what I believe
or understand that he told AWP. Nick, the roadside assistance guy, told me that he is 100% confident that it was Kylie.
He feels 100% that it was Kylie. I asked him if he would bet $1 million on if he could be wrong. He said that he would bet it. I said, all of the girls in Truckee seem to look the same. He said, I am 100% confident that that was Kylie Rodney that I saw. So that shook me. It literally shook. It shakes me a little bit right now. I was not prepared for that. I was not prepared for that because I thought he 100% identified Jagger, but wasn't sure on the girl. That's what I understood.
That's what I understood too.
100% sure on the guy.
That's what I understood.
So confident about it being Kylie. And he wouldn't sway from it. He wouldn't, and I challenged him on it because I was of the belief that the fire cam, that's 100% true. There's just no possible way. Okay? And I still don't know what's what. Okay? But it's all about finding facts. So this is what Nick said. Now, the reason that Nick felt so compelled to find AWP is because of what transpired after he realized that the vehicle that he was called to him appeared to be Kylie Rodney. He called law enforcement. I'm not going to name the agencies. Okay, that's going to the correct people that are up higher, that are up high.
Yeah, he needs to show his video. That would
He
be
spoke
great.
to 2 agencies about the footage with him.
Hey, Keith.
Okay. He spoke to 2 different law. This is coming from him. He's saying he spoke to 2 different law enforcement agencies regarding the footage. Then another agency took over the case, took over the part talking to Nick, took over the part of the Nick part. Okay. And then he was told there wasn't any footage. And he's like, well, no, there was footage. I've even talked to these 2 agencies about it, and they got the footage.
Wow.
And Nick was like, I have my GPS on my phone to show I was there. Well, we spoke to this person and this person at your place of employment, and there was no footage. And he's like, what do you mean? This doesn't make any sense. I've already spoken to 2 agencies. Of course we have footage. We have cameras on the front and backs of our vehicles. So he immediately was like, what in the world? So he went and he spoke to
Wow.
people at his work. One said, nope, there's not any footage. None at all. And you weren't even up there that day. And he was like, yes, I was up there that day. I even have it on my cell phone that I was up there that day. And we have cameras on the front and backs of our vehicles. And he told me the make and model of the cameras. And he talked to another boss, an even higher up, and he just said that there wasn't any footage, but did deny that Nick was out there that day.
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't want to play the late. I've already played a big chunk of her video and I don't want to play the whole thing. I think everybody should go over there. Sounds like she did put in the time and effort into this. And, she has way less subs than me. And I think it's a good one to follow. Squirrel Girl Crime Talk. So I'm going to put it in the chat. if you want to finish watching that, which I will too. We're at about 30 minutes. I didn't start it from the right from the beginning. I kind of went through her talking. I was just trying to hear some. I don't know. Like this is crazy. All I can say is, what in the hell is going on here? You know? Who is covering for who? Like, what the hell is going on? This is so weird. Now they can't find this freaking video of from the AAA guy. The AAA guy saying now all of a sudden his videos have disappeared or something. If I recall correctly, they kind of shut it down and said my employer gave it to police. I don't think LA FBI could cover it up if it was true, knowing Nick and his company have video of her alive the next day. I don't think it would be yeah, but now all of a sudden it's like the company suddenly is acting weird. Were they contacted by somebody? Were they contacted by I don't know. Was somebody contacted that company and bribed not to make that video disappear? This is weird. That's all I can say. Oh, guys, I am gonna go. I might be on later. We'll see. I want to get some other stuff done with listing products. I'm trying to discipline myself. one step at a time, you know. I have a lot of these Annalita lists, and that's just money sitting there, and I have a car payment now, so I don't know. I just don't think it's possible to keep that many people. I know. I don't exactly. Look at the Summer Wells case, too. Or what about like? I mean, it seems like it's a lot of people in the Summer Wells case would know what's. It seems like there would have to be several people that know in Summer Wells case. And you wouldn't think that there was one horrible person like that, and to just think that there's like several within a small community or whatever. Same thing and with Kylie Rodney's situation, you know, like that just shows us how many people are really screwed up, guys. Like they're very self-serving. Humans are very self-serving, and it's crazy. Just baffles me I don't know why, but it's pretty much the norm, I guess. Right? Oh yeah, we just lose footage. So anyways, guys, I am gonna go. I will be back on maybe later if you want to help support me. I have a million different ways. And I'm going to be listing product. Maybe I don't know if you purchase or if you have an Annalise collection, still looking for that perfect buyer. I have never had so many people message about like a product as I have with these Annalise. They're the ugliest things ever, and I've had so many messages. But the thing is, like, I'm not willing to just like give them away. Like I added it up, and there's several thousand people are wanting it for next to nothing. It just. All people involved don't come forward because they're not involved in the higher ups have dirt on them. How many? Who's live? Somebody must be live right now because like Exploring with Nug and Ikmel just dropped videos. Exploring Doug as an official statement. Well, I'll definitely check those out while I'm listing products. Annalie. I know, Jab. I don't want to. The only way I would is if anybody want a, by the way, guys, I also have a Oculus. If anybody wants to purchase the Oculus. It's open box. It was Jason used it for like once or twice, so but besides that, it's been used. It's just sitting here, so I might as well sell it. You got some hot info for me? What's that? How much for the Oculus? Let me. Well, let's say, oh, sorry. One second. I just want to. Let's say $350, and that includes shipping. Something like that. If anybody is interested, it's not, like I said, it's not going to be like something that you can, I mean, you could gift it. I mean, everything's there, but it's been open. Like, Gray was live, but, and Randy, I don't know if you were here, but, like, did you hear about what happened to Jim? This one's the one that sells for the 400. So it's not, it's the one that's selling for 400 right now. So it's I think lowest gigs. There's one that sells for 400 and one sells for 500. The 500 has more space, but you don't really, okay, so yeah, this one's 128. So not the 256 gigabytes, but really you can connect your Oculus to, if you have a pretty decent computer, you can store some games on your computer. You don't have to, I mean, if you're pretty, it's pretty simple. I know it sounds complicated, but it's really not. Call her right now. Is there a link? She's trying to not let her son know his was taken. Aw. Is there a link? No, you could just email me. I'll watch my email for you. YouTube Ziggy at outlook.com. Makeup products, really don't have any right now. I've been so, I mean, I have, some like, probably like not pretty much the same that I've had. I have to get everything, I don't know how I'm going to do this. This is crazy. So much stuff. What kind of stuff I don't have any really like makeup palettes or anything like that. I do still have some earbuds. I do have some Apple. I I think they're MacBook like chargers or something. I hope to have some before Christmas. Okay, Randy, that's cool. And probably, Mama. I'm gonna get. I have to get with it. Like I can't slack. I have to. But the thing is, I'm trying to learn how to kind of balance doing reselling and YouTube, because I don't want to have to give up one. And if I had to give up one, I would probably have to give up the YouTube, and I don't want to have to do that because, just financial reasons and stuff, So, like, neither of them are guaranteed, really, but reselling's a little bit more guaranteed than YouTube as far as money, Oh, you got some Ziggy pants? I don't even think I have a store really anymore. Like, people was purchasing a lot of products there for a while, but yeah, we need to maybe put in some new styles. Marlena was working on, actually, she got one done. I could probably, if I just had the time to do all this stuff. Too bad you guys can't just kind of teleport here. That would be so much. I wish. It would make life easier. I do. That's one of the things I'm looking at right now. I'm like, I have to pick up, and I'll probably find that ring that I've been looking for. And oh, guys, did I tell you I got freaking a pendulum and spirit rods? This thing's the spirit rods, though, I don't know. It does seem crazy sometimes, but I don't know. It's hard to keep them straight and balanced. So sometimes, I don't know. Have you guys ever tried them? Half a Ziggy sticker. Aw. Put the oink oink bench. No, I don't even know if I have a store anymore. I can't log in. It won't let me log in. So I'm probably going to have to do a different one. Now, I do have those products that listed in the YouTube store. Most of them, I think they should all that's listed should be there. Dowsing rods for finding water? Really? For finding water? Huh. It is kind of weird how I don't know, though. It makes me feel like, though, that I think it's it feels like it's, I would like to see an experiment where people blindfold do Ouija and stuff like that. Because I sometimes believe our minds I feel like our minds are very powerful. And sometimes I wonder if it has more to do with some kind of not moving things with our mind, or I don't know how to explain it. Really? You can use them to find water underground. Huh. That's interesting. Are they copper? Because there's something with copper. I noticed there's some copper in the pendulum. I guess there's something with copper and gosh, nobody's on tonight. Holy, I mean, nobody's here. I guess so weird how sometimes like randomly, sometimes there'll be like 400 here, and then sometimes there's like nobody. Well, what are you doing? Are you guys playing? Are you guys making friends finally? Huh? Woof, woof. That is what the real use is for energy and water to locate. I did pendulums and like the Ouija boards and daisy petals to find a boyfriend. What are daisy petals? I did pendulums and like Ouija boards and daisy petals. Like where he loves me? He loves me not. That is that what you're talking about? That's cute. I think a lot of young girls read stuff like that, and you know, I don't think that's just you. Yeah, I made my own tarot like several years ago, but they're somewhere around here. Sometimes that could be like so scary, like accurate. It's like, what the? Anyways, look it up on YouTube. You can find the videos of them using the fun water. I barely remember. I just remember him doing it when huh. That's cool. Cher was on court TV. Are you serious? I guess she's getting her wish now, huh? I didn't hear that. That's funny. If one daisy didn't work, I'd pick another. Oh, let's go look. We'll go look to see. Well, I mean, I'm going to get off here and we'll go look ourselves. God. The rods like fling downward when they get to the water underground. Huh. Okay, well, I'll look it up because that is interesting. Oh, is it Cher or her banner, right? Yeah, her banner, I mean, I could see probably was. I mean, that's the whole point of it. It was advertising. Did anybody ever find out who paid for that? He used to do Mama had a baby in his head. Yep. All right, guys. Maybe be back on later. Talk to you later, okay? Definitely tomorrow. Bye. Adios.